Just check my mic was working there. Welcome to day 2 of Celtic Connections on Campus 2025. I just want to check, we've got new TV screens in. Is it okay up the back there? Is my makeup looking okay at the back? That's the thing. I've been hours. Oh, thanks very much. I knew we'd get an honest response. We've got a very I'm going to get security. Security need to get involved with these guys. They're just out of order. We've got a very international lineup for you today. It's fantastic. Another great day here of music at Celtic Connections on Campus 2025. Delighted to see so many of you here and lots of people listening and watching on YouTube. Hello there, YouTube and TRADtv. But could you put your hands together? These are probably the most far-travelled pair that we've got from Oregon and Vermont via Edinburgh. They've done a slightly roundabout route to get here. But put your hands together for Exchange Rate.
Thank you. So that was a set of 4 jigs, 2 from Ireland and 2 from Scotland. The first one was called I Ne'er Shall Wean Her, followed by Jimmy Ward's, and then Willie McRae's jig and Health to the Ladies.
And the next set we're going to play for you is a set of 2 Irish reels. The first is called Black Pats, and the second is, well, the second, I guess it's kind of American. It might be American. The person who wrote it was born in Ireland and then lived in America for his whole life. But it's called In Memory of Coleman.
Next we have a song from the Canadian folk trio The Wailin' Jennies. This is called Bird Song.
There we go.
I
to be that wind I swirl and shape the sky. I see the flowers blooming, opening for spring. I'd like to be those flowers open to everything. I feel the seasons change, the wind, the snow, and the sun. I'd like to be those seasons made up and undone. I taste the living earth, the seeds that grow within. I'd like to be that earth, the home where life begins. I see the moon arising, reaching into night. I'd like to be that moon, a knowing, glowing light. I know the silence as the world begins to wake. I'd like to be that silence as the morning breaks. I hear a bird chirping up in the sky. I'd like to be free like that, spread my wings so high. I see the river flowing, water running by. I'd like to be that river, see what I might find. I see the winds are blowing, slowly changing time. I'd like to be that wind, I swirl and shape the sky. I see the flowers blooming, opening for spring. I'd like to be those flowers open to everything. I'd like to be those flowers open to everything. All right, we've got one more set for you today. We are going to start that set off with a Scottish tune that I love so much, called Wing Commander Donald Mackenzie. And then we're going to go into two New England tunes. The first one that Abby taught me, called the Dairy Reel. And the second one is a tune that we've both kind of had like tune crushes on for like the longest time. And it's called Marcel Martin.
Let's hear again for exchange rate. Well, just let them go off the stage and we'll set up the stage for our next act. You can head off and enjoy yourself. Now, that was absolutely fantastic. So again, welcome to Celtic Connections on Campus 2025, Day 2. I'm still managing to count the days. Day 2, still Day 2, yes. And I want to say a particular welcome to Crafting Together. I don't know, those that were here yesterday will notice the stall over there. I think they're waving at you now. Are they waving? Yes, Crafting Together over there. It's a fantastic charity, a local charity, and it provides opportunities. If the mic's working, is the mic working? Yeah. Oh, right, sorry, it went very quiet there. Sorry, yeah. It provides opportunities for those with additional special needs to make all these lovely crafts, which they're now delighted to sell to you. So it's great. You can come here, you can listen to great music, you can have a cup of tea or a pint or whatever, and you can do a bit of shopping as well. What more could you ask for? Just want to say hello to all our listeners out in Celtic Music Radio Land and also in Dunoon Community Radio Land as well. Delighted to have them and all the people watching on TRADtv, which I will look at that camera at that point. It's great to have you all around the world as well. As I say, we've got a very international lineup. You can find out more about the lineup if you go and look at old school little bits of paper as you come in or on the pillar there, or you can go to Celtic Music Radio or our Facebook page, which should be behind me at the moment. The address for it, if I look round, it disappears. It does this every time. So Celtic Connections on Campus pantomime time. This is what is behind you. So you can check out all of the details. And these artists have done, they're so young, but they've done so much. Absolutely fantastic. So we're going to turn the stage around for our next great act. So don't go anywhere unless it's over to there to buy something or over there to buy something, to Crafting Together. Speak to those folk. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Then we're ready to go. Just a lighting crisis there. We're delighted to, as I say, it's a very international day here at Celtic Connections on campus. And welcome to everybody here. I never introduced myself. I'm Patrick Quinn. So I'm here from the university presenting this. And I've lost my train of thought there. Yeah, international, yes. Thank you. That's what happens when you get to my age. But we're going from America over to Portugal, and we're very fortunate. You know, all the artists that we get on here are absolutely fantastic. But our next artist in particular is all over the festival here at the moment, and is involved with lots of things. And you've got an opportunity to see him. So I'm just going to promote some of his work. He's got an opportunity to play with a fantastic band who were Danny Kyle finalists last year called Tern, or 2 years ago if you haven't seen them. They are launching their album on Saturday. And then he is in the Young Traditional Musician final a week on Sunday. So lots of opportunity to see Miguel, and we wish him all the best for that. So put your hands together, welcome to the stage, Miguel Girão.
Hello. Hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here playing some music for you. I'm going to start off with a set of wedding tunes. I'm quite fond of the wedding traditions of the Northern Isles, from Scotland in general, but particularly from Shetland. Any Shetlanders in the house today? Hey! Aye. And it used to be that back in the day, this was way back in the day, they would have very particular wedding traditions in which the fiddle music would take a substantial role in it. So much so that if a wedding normally wouldn't happen if the fiddle player wasn't present. with that being the case, they would have particular tunes that they would play at particular stages throughout the wedding day that would kind of signify the beginning of a particular ritual throughout the wedding day. And they would take that to quite an extreme level. So much so that they came up with bedding tunes. And I'll give you some explanation about that now. After the ceremony, after the ceilidh, after dinner, after all of that, after the party was done, the bride and groom would ceremonially be laid to bed, and everyone would leave the room, apart from this one person who was playing the fiddle. And as he would play this tune, the couple would consummate their marriage. Yeah, I know. That's how they did it back in Shetland, guys. So yeah, I'll play that tune for you. Oh my, not me, man. I'll play that tune for you, but before I do so, I'll start the set with a wedding march from Sweden, and this would normally. There's a lot of interchange. There's lots of cultural interchange between Scandinavia and Shetland, and in Sweden they would have lots of wedding traditions that would involve music, and so I'll play you a wedding march called Garbengers Bruddods March. And this would be the kind of tune that they would play on the way from the bride's house to the church where they would get married, and then followed by Greg's Pipes, which is the bedding tune. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oops. A little bit of technical difficulties there. You know, one thing that I really enjoy to do as a musician is to challenge myself in ways that I've not done before, and I was kind of what to play for today's performance, and I decided I'm just going to do a completely unaccompanied set of tunes on the guitar, and you're going to listen to it, if that's okay. I mean, you're free to leave, you know. But yeah, I'll do a set of reels, starting off with a tune called "The Guns of the Magnificent Seven," composed by Fintan McManus, followed by a tune called "The Roving Journeyman," which I've heard in a variety of different settings. You know, it's actually a melody to a song, but the melody is the same, but there's lots of different songs, different lyrics that goes along with it. I got it from the Corries, you know. That wasn't meant as a joke, but that's fine. And to finish things off, it's an Irish tune called "The Rose in the Garden," which was very much popularised by the playing of a box player called Martin O'Connor and his pals, the fiddle player Cathaladin and the guitarist called Shame Yo Doubt. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have one more set for you, if that's okay. Is that all right? Great. I was going to say a couple of years ago. It wasn't a couple of years ago. It was last year. Last year, I released a record called the Northern Isles Suite, which is available pretty much everywhere. You can buy it as well. I don't have it here with me, foolishly, but you can buy it online. Give me your money. And this record is kind of I did it in praise of my admiration for the music of the Northern Isles of Scotland, and it's purely solo guitar, and it's kind of my rendition of melodies, of traditional melodies from Orkney and Shetland. So I'll play you something from that just now. And the tune I'll play, it's actually the closing track of the record, and it's called The Trowie Burn, which was composed by a man called Fredman Stickle. And although being from Germany, he established himself in Unst. And there's kind of two different theories as to how he got to Shetland. And this would have been back in the kind of like 1700s. And one theory defends that he was aboard of this cruise ship in the North Sea. And being a musician, he was playing his fiddle all the time. The crew kind of got sick of it and just decided to dump him off in Unst. The second theory, I find it way more compelling. Same thing, cruise ship in the North Sea. There was a storm and the ship sank. And this theory is actually corroborated by Fredman Stickle's great-grandson. And the ship sank, and Fredman Stickle was washed ashore with nothing else but a fiddle and the clothes on his body. He established himself in Unst and kind of started a dynasty of very prolific composers and musicians, and he wrote many a great tune. And this is one of them. It's called The Trowie Burn. You've been great. Thank you so much.
Let's hear it again from Miguel Girão. Absolutely fantastic, and we wish them all the best in the traditional musician of the year final in a week on Sunday. A couple of quick thanks, and then we'll turn the stage round for our next act. I want to thank Tapestry and the Warehouse for the stage and the PA, Baxter Story for looking after us, the hospitality. TRADtv, Dougal and Mark are here helping us with all that, and I'm happy to chat with you later on if you want to find out all about the streaming side and all the tech stuff that we do here, and also Brian and Dave for DB Audio. Where I do have a bone to pick with Brian and Dave, though, to be honest. They were setting up the lights on Friday when we were doing that, and I'm sure they were setting up a new setting for me, and they called it Patrick Dim. Now, I think that was the lighting they were referring to, but I'm not too sure, to be honest. But anyway, and remember to check out our stall here over with our friends from Crafting Together. They've got lovely stuff there that have been made by people with additional special needs for the charity. We're going to turn our stage around for our next act. Don't go away anywhere. Welcome back. Could you take your seats, please, there in the front row? Causing problems as ever. So delighted to welcome on stage. He's probably he's not the most far travelled in terms of original location, but probably today he's come all the way from north of Inverness to entertain you here at Celtic Connections campus. So please welcome Peter Noble.
Thank you. Thanks very much. It's a real pleasure to be here today. As said, I've come all the way from the Cromarty Firth this morning. In the last few years, my music has been specifically about that area, so I'm going to be singing some songs about that, and hopefully we can feel transported maybe a little bit from here to there. This first song is about a special sort of tree called a goat willow tree, and it grows, this specific tree, on a little path to an old high church on the edge of the Cromarty Firth. Generation before I've grown, so there's been a tree like this probably where that tree has stood for maybe 1,000 years. So this is a song about that. From the canopy to the understory, and all the leaves falling down to the ground. And from the water's flow to your roots below, and all the leaves falling down to the ground. Generations grow on generations, many giving life to one. From the air in my lungs to your bark beneath my thumbs, and all your leaves falling down to the ground. Generations grow on generations, many giving life to one. Thank you very much. Now, under a few seats, put a little pot of water like this. So if you can have a look under your seat, it's not under too many seats. But if you've got one of these under your seat, if you could take it out and use your phone torch, or if you don't know how to do that, pass it to someone beside you who can use their phone torch. And what I want you to do is to cast the light through the water up to the ceiling. This song's about being down by the Avon River, which is close to my house. One of those big concrete underpasses over the A9, much like the size of this room, really. Maybe there are none. There were some. Someone can find them. Don't worry about it. I'll start the song, and if you find one, you can join in. And this song is about a moment standing there underneath the underpass and seeing the light of the water reflected in the ceiling. There's one, we've got one. I stand on the edge of the water, and under the water my unformed shadow falls. And here at the edge of the water, the water is flowing, the water is going to the sea. This moment, unlike any other, it can't be repeated, you see. You can't stand in the same river twice. This moment, this water in me. I wait and I watch upon the surface the drifting of leaves, the rushing, unceasing, the flow. This moment, this one moment now, this moment, this one moment now. This moment, unlike any other, it can't be repeated, you see. You can't stand in the same river twice. This moment, this water in me. Thank you very much. We're going around the edge. Some of the things I've experimented with was like recording my footsteps to a rhythm and then singing over it. And I did a walk right at the end of the Cromarty Firth, which is a place called Nig. And I walked behind the dunes, and there's a lot of gorse and broom there, and the smell of broom is the smell I'm about to spray. I'm only going to do it once, so if anyone's affected by smells. But it should be a little bit coconut, a little bit vanilla. Okay, so I'll just do a couple of sprays, and then it'll drift across the room as I sing. That was maybe more than a couple, but it won't be strong. Just one footstep on the earth, a shadow left in mind, an imprint, a mark of my path, and all I'll leave behind. Just one footstep on the ground, like a record's grooves, it can recreate my line, the direction I have moved. the fossil traces, the worn wooden step on the stair, the empty volume of memory no longer there. Just one footstep there to see, a signature of me, a marker of my presence here. Before I disappear, thank you very much. Did you get that smell? Yeah. Not too strong? Just about right. Just about right. I did that once and somebody actually put a bag over their face because it was so strong. The Cromarty Firth where I live, the same as everywhere else, has had cycles of boom and bust, and in the 1980s there was a smelter that came to Invergordon, very close to where I live, and 900 people got jobs there, and 4 or 5 years later they shut it, and obviously everybody lost their jobs, so it was a huge thing in the area. Now that building, the sort of buildings that were the start of the smelter are completely disappeared, but the road to get into the smelter is still there, but it's covered in moss and leads nowhere. So this is a song about the moment when that happened. Christmas time, the day was darkening, a shadow falls across my door. It was a stranger I've not seen before. He said the news wasn't good, said it must be understood the jobs, they were gone. Little notice, no conversation, time to start moving on. 900 of us in the same sinking boat, 900 of us fighting to stay afloat, and that's pretty much all. But I remember how it all began, a chance for adventure, living this northern land. Yeah, that was the plan. Now it's so much shifting sand. It hit me like the north train running. My family's safety just disappeared. There's no lifelines left here. They said the news isn't good, 'cause it must be understood the jobs, they're all gone. Little notice, no conversation, I've got to start moving on. 900 of us in the avalanche's path, 900 of us will reap the grapes of wrath, treated like just points on a graph. But I remember how it all began, a chance for adventure, within this northern land. Yeah, that was the plan. Now it's so much shifting sand. Now moss covers the road, the signposts are gone. The signposts are gone, moss covers the road. Just a memory's echo remains, a fragile thread contained in the song. Thank you very much. This next one, I had this idea that you could sing with trees, and if you got it recorded in the wind, then there'd be a gap where this tree sang and then you sang. But trees are very unhelpful when it comes to that, and I wanted to try and do it like with a real tree. So you're going to be the tree for me if you can. So if you all can either rustle a coat, if you've got a rustly coat, or your hands, just make this noise for me. Just a rustling. That's it. Yeah, rub your hands together. Bit louder. A few more of us. That's better. Okay. So I'm going to sing this song about a crack willow tree, which is growing right at the end of the Cromarty Firth. It's like the last tree. If you walked all the way around the Cromarty Firth, you get to this tree, it'd be the last one. So I will pause now and then, and I'll nod, and then you can be the tree, okay? On the edge of the edge, leading away from the wind, tight it pulls your roots. Lovely. Leading away from the wind. Don't build your part too much though. And here, long before me, and there, long after I am gone, and I will hear your song, your leaves they let go, falling into the water, your foundation sand, leading away from the wind. And here, long before me, there, long after I am gone, and I will hear, last time, your song. Thank you very much. You've been a lovely audience. All the songs I've played today are available on Bandcamp and Spotify and other places. And often you'll hear the environmental sound as well as the song. You'll see I've been joined on stage. Barry's very kindly offered to help me here. So the ultimate is, of course, if I could bring the Cromarty Firth. So I thought about lying to you and saying that this is water from the Cromarty Firth. It's not true. I filled it up here. But there's only one ocean, so it's the same water. So Barry is going to be the water. This is a song written about the other end of the Cromarty Firth, right beside the Cromarty Bridge. And there's a little river there called Rosalis, and this is about time and water and all those sort of good things. Time like a river, there's nothing but flow. Riffles, pools, then riffles, that's how it goes. And on from the spring, where it began. Time like water passes through my hands. The current keeps moving, it flows to the sea. And time moves in the same direction as far as I can see. Unstoppable change comes in every tide. future, the past, this moment untied. A leaf drifts down and flows to the sea. And time moves in the same direction as far as I can see. The rhythm of water, the rhythm of our days. The tempo of life that mortar sustains. And time like a river does nothing but flow. Riffles, pools, then riffles. That's how it goes. Thank you very much.
Let's hear it again for Peter Noble. Is that the first time you've seen that on stage? I have to say, that's the first time I've seen that. For those in the radio land, we had a bucket there and a person called Barry Nisbet. Do you remember Barry Nisbet? He's a fantastic sailor. That was the perfect person to do that. Barry has played on this stage a couple of times. He's a fantastic performer and composer himself, and he's also a great sailor, and he runs a fantastic thing called Session and Sail, where you can go and sail around parts of Scotland and elsewhere in the world with him on a sailing ship and play lots of music. So speak to Barry if you're interested in doing that. It's a fantastic holiday. So a couple of more thank yous to Celtic Connections. Thanks to everybody here at Glasgow Caledonian University, especially the Student Association. We're going to turn our stage round for our final act. We're squeezing in so many acts, 4 acts each day. So, but remember to go and check out our friends at Crafting Together. But we'll be back with another great act in a couple of minutes. So as I said at the start, it's very international. We've had artists from Australia, no, America, from Portugal, from north of Inverness, from I'm going to say Sheffield. We've now got artists coming from Sheffield, West Midlands, and Stirling. So there you are. Not much further away. But these guys have all met down in Newcastle. They're studying in Newcastle. So today, 2/3 of them have come from Newcastle to entertain you. One third has come from Stirling. So put your hands together and welcome Lyft.
Thanks, thank you. Hi, thank you so much. So that was a set of 3 tunes. The first was the Christmas Eve March. Oh, there we go. First was the Christmas Eve March, and that's from the O'Neill's Music of Ireland book, very prominent book of traditional Irish music. And then we followed that with a couple of reels. It was Lexi McCaskill by John McCaskill and the Goat Island Reel by Dougie Hunter. Yeah, so we're gonna play another set of tunes now. The first is E-Wing by Mike Vass, and the second is a bit of a favourite among the Newcastle folk degree. It's Wrong Foot Forward, which we learnt from the playing of Fluke. Can I just get a C-sharp? Thanks. Cheers. Thank you. Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much. So we got one more for you. It's a song. I think some of you might know it. It's "The Witch of the Westmoreland" by Archie Fisher. And we've paired that with a tune that we wrote together a couple of months ago. We've only actually been formed a couple of months, so our entire lifespan ago. This is our second gig, and it's really, really cool that's able to be Celtic Connections. It's really amazing. So thank you so much to the festival for having us. So this is Witch of the Westmoreland. Please enjoy. Pale was the wounded knight that bore the round shield, and cruel were the ravens' cries that feasted on the field, saying, "Peck will never clean your wound. There's none but the maid of the winding mere can make the ailment soon. So course well your brindled hounds, and fetch me the mountain hare, whose coat is as grey as the west water, as white as the lily fair, who said green moss and heather lands will never staunch the flood. There's none but the witch of the Westmorelands can save thy dear life's blood." Turn your stallion's head, till his red mane flies in the wind, and the rider of the moon goes by, and the bright star falls behind. And clear was the paling moon, when his shadow passed him by. Below the hill was the brightest star, and he heard the howler cry, saying, "Why do you ride this way, and wherefore came you here? I seek the witch of the Westmorelands that dwells by the winding mere." Then fly free, your good grey hawk, to gather the golden rod, and face your horse into the clouds above yon gay green wood. And the misty brake fern way, till through the cleft of the Kirkstane Pass the winding water lay. Lie down, my brindled hound, and rest my good grey horse, and thee, my steed, may graze thy fill, for I must dismount and walk. But come when you hear my horn, and answer swift the call, for I fear the sun will rise this morn, you may serve me the best of all. And it's down to the water's brim he's borne the round shield, and the golden rod he has cast in to see what the lake might yield. Rose she from the lake, and fast and fleet gait she, one half the form of a maiden fair with a jet black mare's body. So course well, my brindle hounds, and fetch me the jet black mare. Stoop and strike, my good bray hawk, bring me the maiden fair. Pray sheath thy silvery sword, lie down thy round shield, for I see by the briny blood that flows you've been wounded in the field. She's bound his wounds with the golden rod, full fast in her arms he lay, and he is risen hale and soon with the sun high in the day. She said, ride with your brindled hound at heel, and your good grey hawk in hand. There's none that can harm the knight who's lain with the witch of the Westmoreland. Thanks.
Let's hear it again for Lyft. So just to find a couple of thanks. Thank you to Greg and to Adam and to Nicole and Ed, who are all the from here from GCU are keeping all this together. But if you remember, Celtic Connections Campus is set up to give the audio technology students experience. So it's the audio technology students that have done all the sound, the lighting, and all the streaming and all that sort of stuff. So show your appreciation to students who are learning their craft. And we have 4 great acts as well. So let's hear it again for Exchange Rate, for Miguel Girão, Peter Noble, and Lyft. So this has been day 2 of Celtic Connections on Campus 2025. We'll see you again tomorrow.